Okay, this video is for 187 Darren from North Carolina. I also want to pay tribute to Peter down in Australia. He's the guy that sent us parts and helped me out with the many phone calls to try to get this thing tuned up and aligned. He's at Duro Services in South Wales. Now here's pointing at 180. And oh, by the way, this is a Emotator 1200 FXX rotator. And then there's the rotor right there. It's got the updated 7-pin connector on it. Now, Peter, you won't like how I did that, but I got screws in it holding it in place. Anyway, we're at just about 2 marks past south. We're going to turn it to 0 degrees, which is going to put it up there at north. Hit the start button. There she goes. Rotor is turning to the left. My little compass up there. It should stop just about 0 lined up with the plug. Well, it goes a little past. Now if we go to 180 further, hit the start button. That should go back down to south. You got to line up the potentiometer inside the rotor, and then you worry about it out here on the control box. You notice it does go past a little bit. One thing about it, whenever you hit the left button, it does not go anymore, so that's pretty much centered. Now if I take it all the way to the right, hit the start button, it'll all go all the way to south again, and then I'll hit the button, and then the travel switch opens up. So before, whenever I was doing all that, I'd hit the antenna direction, I'd go as far as it would go, and then I could turn it a little bit more, so I knew I didn't have the top centered like it should be. And then, of course, you can run it manually wherever you want to point it. So we're pretty much lined up right with south, right with my plug. So we'll turn it to the left. See, the needle's moving. I resoldered all the connections on the bottom of that PCB board. One of the recommendations from Peter. It went just a little bit too far. There's north. So anyway, like I say, it's got the new style connector on it, which is obtainium, not like the other one that was unobtainium. White mark is number 1, and that just goes in there. I want to get up in there. There we go. It's a twist lock, so it doesn't actually tighten down on it. Now, if I can get this thing turned around. It's got the 8-pin high gain style Cinch Jones plug on the back that is obtainium. And then that socket there is the same to match that. So we do have hardware here that is obtainium instead of unobtainium. So I think you're good to go, Darren. Emotator. Once again, I want to thank Peter down there at Duro Services Let me see if I can find something with your number on it. Well, here's the wiring diagram he gave me. Duro Services, rotor sales, exchange, repairs, spares. And you want to talk to Peter Hastings. He is the man. Thank you very much, Peter, for all your help. And the reason I acquired this was the rubber band inside the control box was broke. And you got to get with Peter to get the instructions on how to pull that all apart and replace that belt. It is very difficult. And you got to time a bunch of stuff, and it's a real royal pain in the butt. So, thank you again, Peter. 73.